Hey, check out this picture from the New York City Easter Parade in 1900. If you look really close, you can find 2 automobiles. Now here's a picture of that same parade 13 years later, and I could find 3 horses. Maybe you can find more. But it's crazy to think how much the world can change in just a short amount of time. Now I want you to consider this. According to some, including a documentary on the Ford Mustang, Henry Ford said this famous quote: "If I had asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said faster horses." Now, whether or not Mr. Ford actually uttered these words, we're not sure. But this quote is less about customers not knowing what they want and more about customers not knowing how to get what they want. Now, if you dive into the need a little deeper, you'll see what Henry's customers really wanted was a faster way to get from point A to point B. They just didn't know the solution was an automobile. Now, if you're familiar with our courses and our 5 business drivers model, you'll know that at the center of that model is the people driver. And we'd argue, in fact, it shouldn't even be an argument, the most important driver of your business, of any business, is the people driver. The people driving cash, profit, assets, growth, and everything else within inside an organization. So now I want you to think about your customers, and not just the ones who buy your products. I want you to think of your colleagues as your internal customers. What do your customers want? And more importantly, how can you help them get what they need? I want you to share these photos in your next team meeting. We'll put a link down below and you can kind of play a game, see who can find the automobiles and the horses the fastest. Then I want you to explore the following questions. Did Henry Ford's customers really want faster horses? Probably not. And who are your customers? And remember, your customers could be internal to your organization. For example, HR's customers are the people and departments that they provide services for. And what are your customers really asking for? And why are your customers asking this? Make sure to make the point that the purpose of this learning is to think beyond what your customers are asking for and to think through the why behind the customer's needs. Lastly, how can we do a better job at meeting and even exceeding our customers' needs?